Yeah, it's working. So yeah, I haven't streamed for quite a while because yeah, I was just busy in the sense that, yeah, I don't know. I needed some, find some balance. And now I'm going to stream also again. Um, yeah, it happens like that. Job and family stuff, family. And then I didn't stream. Oh, this is still going on. Determinate Nix 3.0. I'm just checking out. So today I'm going to be checking out. Yesterday I saw something that kind of piqued my interest. I mean, piqued my interest. It just, I saw something and ooh, how do I go? You forget so much even after 1 month. It's incredible. Like, this is the dashboard, but how do you go to the, what do you mean, home? No, it's not home. How do I go to NixOS? Nix community, NixOS? Is this my NixOS? No, let's go to Nix. I'm gonna go to Nix and maybe, oh, yeah, put it like this. Nix, let's do settings here also. What's my default? Should be now when I'm streaming 150. Yeah, let's keep it 150. Right, so now it's what? Now it's 150. So let's look at issues. And 9 hours ago, bug. Lots of bugs. Feature REPL. Oh, Robert has a new feature REPL. I like issues by him because he really, Robert describes so much. Wait a second, I still have that zoom in. Yeah, I have that. This is nice. Robert is great. He's in Hague. So he writes always, let's check out what he wrote here. Documentation comment references. Is your feature request related to a problem? Yeah, proposed solution, alternative solutions. I wonder if this is also with other issues on GitHub. Like, is this common? I don't know. When forwarding a function with a small modification, I end up copying a bunch of documentation, which makes it prone to going out of sync. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I've made Nix 2.6, 2.16 or what. I did copy actually one documentation, something about garbage collector, and I copied it. Wait, I want some music on. Yeah, I want some music on. Switch account. Nix. The lo-fi. This update is wild. Nix Flakes finally stable? Why? It's not stable. Nix Flakes finally stable? The best NixOS update in history? What is this?
Today is a very special day, because a new, amazing Nix update just came out, which among many other great features, finally stabilizes flakes. Yes, flakes are no longer an experimental feature, meaning not only will all fresh new installations of NixOS come with a simple flake by default, but also, the previously experimental Nix command is finally here to completely replace the legacy commands, becoming the de facto standard and ending command duplication.
This is legacy? I get the command, but how are flakes stable now? Yeah, this is kind of Nix Flakes finally stable. Why this in the title? And I wonder, will there be any comments? Happy April Fools. Ah, it's April Fools. Well, that was nice. Oh my. Oh my. I was like, what flakes? The best. I don't believe this. This is so funny.
In the menus for
And I
good.
was like already serious.
Moreover,
Like,
the
no,
new
what?
release of Nix also brings many great improvements to Flakes, such as comprehensive error messages for unstaged files, meaning instead of telling you that some file does not exist at all, it will actually list a real reason along with a command to fix the issue. Or the introduction of lazy local source copying, so during evaluation, your local flakes won't always copy the entire directory into the Nix store, meaning creating a simple shell in a large project won't rob you of any disk space, making Flakes more viable in
Yeah,
large
that's why the
repos.
title like this.
The decision to
Okay, I'm
stabilize
gonna get a
Flakes
like.
was single-handedly rolled by John NixOS, the person who
John
NixOS more
NixOS.
than 50 years ago and is responsible for packaging and maintaining well over 80 Nixillion packages. Quoting his statement on the Nix
Nixillion.
discourse, 9 out of 10 IT specialists recommend Flakes, so I made them stable, which is excellent news for NixOS beginners
Yeah, okay.
who will no longer need to spend several days gathering the courage to initialize their first flake. But of course, horrible news for me, because the ad revenue on the how to switch to Flakes video immediately plummeted, hitting all-time low. But worry not, because shortly I'll be releasing 7 more Ultimate Stable Flake Guide videos, each covering a single command in just under 6 minutes and filled with your favorite editing mistakes.
Okay. Yeah. Especially in the time when this is going on. What's the latest thing? Misses a critical detail, somebody holding a position of power in the Nix project. So this thing is going on for like a whole year. This is, I mean, more than a year. It's funny. I've noticed this kind of a shift, and I'm in no position to no position. This is just my personal, not even an opinion, mostly like an experience. I really would. I don't have an opinion about this, but it's just something already going on for a couple of years. This description misses a critical detail of this somebody using this position of power to maintain a for-profit fork. This is such a long thing. What happens if upstream Nix merges some changes in a way that's fundamentally incompatible with changes in that Nix? I see a few options here. The mods have been allowing the discussion to proceed with minimal intervention because, as we have stated several times, there are important issues to be fleshed out here, and it has generally been fairly constructive. It seems like discussion may well have run out of useful places to go. Prove me wrong. Let's see if there are news about Summer of Nix, maybe. No, I don't think so. I think it'll be now in April. Probably not today. Okay, let's get back. And I wanted to actually put some royalty-free stuff. Maybe like this. Okay. So when forwarding a function with a small modification, I end up copying a bunch of documentation, which makes it prone to going out of sync. So let's see. Let's check out this issue. Let's check out this issue at was opened by Robert. The issue proposes, okay, nice. All right, let's check out. Issue proposes. So, example. He's giving an example, which is nice. So, a very brief description. He's really good with this. You can almost tell Robert is a Haskell programmer. Okay. Add Nix versions Nix 2.26 override scope. If to do descends in Nix components and override. It's funny, I cannot change this. So what? There. Single argument. Oh, this thing. Yeah, I wonder what does he mean here? Single argument, single argument, single argument. Spasm. What does he mean by this? Review changes. Single argument. When forwarding a function with a small modification, I end up copying a bunch of documentation, which makes it prone to going out of sync. In this case, it is also hard to just say refer to here, there, because that again creates a fragile coupling. And in this case, I'm not even sure it has a well-known public name, especially in the REPL. Yeah, I'm not sure what actually he means here. What does he really mean? What does he really mean? I mean, can you clarify this point? I don't know if he can. When forwarding a function means you're creating a new function that essentially wraps or slightly modifies another existing function. I guess that's the term, forwarding a function. So it's not the function itself that it's, you're creating a new function. Yeah, I guess when you think on in like functional programming, you create a new function that wraps or slightly modifies another existing functions. You have a function A, you create function B that calls A, but adds or changes minor details. Okay, that makes sense. Now B, because B does almost the same thing as A, you also want to reuse A's documentation. Gotcha. But today there's no built-in way in Nix to say, see the docs for function A, but note this minor difference. You have to manually copy and paste the documentation from A to B. But how would you do that? This duplication. Out of sync, yeah. Regarding the linked example. Oh. I like this with ChatGPT now. It can really scan the stuff. It really scanned, it really analyzed. Here the author is forced to duplicate documentation because there's no better way to directly reference or inherit documentation from another internal function. So this is the point. Yeah, I'm now going on a rant. I mean, people saying no AI, no ChatGPT. ChatGPT is great for education. And that's it. Okay. Here the author is forced to duplicate documentation because there's no better way to directly reference or inherit documentation from another internal function. Refer to function internal util some function, because such direct references create a fragile coupling. What they're suggesting, to allow a markdown based or clearer syntax to reference or include documentation from another function. The documentation, wait, my cat's. What are they suggesting? Allow a markdown based or clear syntax. Yeah, I don't, but still I don't. Example. Here, there. This extension function, okay, single argument, the extension function to apply. All right, provide an alternate salt. File sets in the packaging expression will be ignored. Single argument, the source to use, see also pan patches. Single argument, list of patches to apply, see also override source. No pass-through override all Meson components. Single argument, the extension function to apply final address preview. Well, this is added. Apply an extension function to all component derivations. Yeah, this sounds like a very big problem. I mean, not like a problem, but like an interesting, how do you do this with documentation? Wait. This here, 388, 389, 398, override source, pen patches. Package management. Yeah, okay. Proposed solution, have markdown-based syntax for referring to the documentation of other things that are in scope around the doc comment. Make doc, include it automatically or show it interactively. Show docs for foo, yes, no. Make Nix doc, include it or produce a link when it knows the rendered location. Wow. But I don't, what is this? I need to, yeah, I need more. So how do we go about this? Well, goal. Oh, nice. Allow documentation comments to reference existing documentation easily without manual duplication. But how do you reference it? Duplication. Currently, documentation must be copy pasted, causing docs to become outdated. Yeah. It's horrible way actually. Copy pasted. Fragility. Direct references like internal paths can break easily if code structure changes. Yeah. No REPL support. Nix REPL doc doesn't help you handle references interactively. Nix REPL doc. Really? Let's do this. Nix REPL. Is there like a help? Well, let's try again. Show logs, doc. Show documentation of a built-in function. So it's like doc, built-ins, I don't know, true. Error, value does not have documentation. Let's do doc, built-ins, final, filter. Built-ins filter f list, return a list consisting of the elements of a list for which the function. Markdown based, no REPL. Markdown based syntax for references. Introduce the markdown based syntax in Nix documentation comments for easy referencing. This function does XYZ, it behaves mostly like other functions. Markdown based syntax in Nix documentation. The other function syntax means you're referring directly to a function This behaves mostly like other function. The markdown-like syntax makes it intuitive for contributors to use and readable when viewing source code. Interactive documentation via doc. When using doc, it should recognize the markdown references and behave interactively or automatically. Oh, documentation for my function. This function does XYZ. It behaves mostly like other function except for ABZ. Show documentation for other function. Yes, no. If the user selects yes, the REPL immediately shows documentation for other function. Yeah, that'd be nice. But there'd be you could do all kinds of stuff with the doc. I think. Yeah, just a moment. Actually, I don't know how. I'm trying to break into Nix a bit. Not just the Nix packages, but the Nix. But it's automatic variant. Alternative, a simple approach can be automatically expanding references in the REPL. Okay, enhanced NixDoc. When rendering documentation into HTML or other formats, NixDoc should detect the markdown-based references and include them directly. Generate clickable hyperlinks to the reference documentation if the target is known, enhancing navigation. Example render document. This function does XYZ. It behaves mostly like other function except for ABC. The other function becomes a clickable link directing users seamlessly to the related documentation. Oh, okay. So what do you do? Define markdown-like syntax clearly. Use name to represent references to other documented functions in scope. Ensure the syntax is easy for both humans and tools to parse. Extend existing tooling, doc and NixDoc. Update Nix REPL code, doc command implementation to parse markdown references. I mean, generally, I guess I understand. Implement logic for interactive expansion of references, prompt or auto-expand. Update NixDoc to parse and translate markdown references into hyperlinks. Yeah. Robustness and graceful feedback. The system should fall gracefully, clearly indicating the reference was unresolved. Fetches source from GitHub, owner, repo. Yeah, incrementally, but how would I start implementing this? Let's see if there was any NixDoc. Documentation team. NixDoc has documentation, NixDoc PRs, NixDoc. Nix ecosystem mind map. Maybe this is something interesting from RFC. Just open and looking for contributors. Let's check out this RFC. I need your feedback. The reason I created this is because I like to generate static documentation from Nix code. It's already done via a tool called NixDoc. However, it's very custom built and there is no standard how to write in code documentation. There is even no way to differentiate a comment from a docstring doc block. This is my goal. I'm aware there are some technical open questions. Discuss those briefly in the RFC. There's just so much exploration involved here with Nix. This is really NixOS Discovery. It just takes so much time. Although the draft may not yet have all answers. What I like about Nix, because everything is open and transparent, you can work on something for a very long time, but there is something to be done. You know, you don't have to. You're not stuck in your own head. You know, you can look through the comments, read, and go to GitHub, you know, use ChatGPT, and you can actually feel some slow pace, you know, glacial pace. I heard that. Glacial pace, you know, but still you can feel you're moving forward. So, I mean, you're just moving. Where is this RFC? Merged. It's been merged. Find a common sense for doc comments. Yeah, let me open up the fantasy. We need fantasy. So Alka Crab, game music. It's nice stuff. Fun. Okay. So this RFC, I also developed Noogle. You developed Noogle. Noogle finds expressions and their documentation with the currently unofficial format for doc comments. Yeah, I know about Noogle. Noogle. Nix function exploring. This is, I guess, inspired by Hoogle from Haskell. Look at this, function of the day. This is nice. Noogle. Oh, because of Google. Oh. From attribute set to any from any. Interesting. Function of the day. The package named in the input set to corresponding versions. Package source overrides. The following is the current implementation of this function. Oh, interesting. Maybe it's docs pulled from the revision. Bool to bool. Oh, look at this. Built-ins all. Type a bool, examples. Is string 1a true? Any. Is string 1a true? Is string 1 false? Yeah. It's best to approach this in stages first. Cheap viewers on Streambo remove the space. Okay. Yeah. Hello. Extend parser to recognize markdown references. Make Nix able to recognize markdown references within documentation comments. How to start. This is actually this sounds to me like very big thing to do. Where is this? Feature in REPL. I think I'm gonna hold on this. And I actually want to check out the other thing what Robert wrote. And he wrote that it could be a good first issue. This REPL line continuation prompt prefix. It may be better to do this first. This is 2 weeks old. No one has really commented. So, and it's also a good first issue. So we need to extend with C++ a little bit of the Nix code. We have to test it. We have to, you know, compile it and stuff. I think it will be a good practice. Be a good practice. And it's hard. Also, this is hard. Is your feature request related to a problem? Okay. let's check out. You know, I think it would be better if I looked into this, which is also a good first issue. Yeah, proposes enhancing the Nix REPL to better indicate when the interpreter is awaiting additional input. Yeah, this is the thing. So is it running or is it waiting for input? So what does he mean by this? This here. Is he doing it in the REPL? 4 bar bars. Yeah, so there are like three parentheses here. Right? 1, 2, and 3. And here there are 4. So, right? So what does that mean? So let's do like 4 and foo, close, bar, close, baz, close. And now look at this, it hangs here. And as he says, is it running or is it waiting for input? Kind of hard to tell. If I write this, undefined, so it was waiting for input. But you kind of don't know. Is it running or is it waiting for input? Kind of hard to tell, because if it were waiting for input, Nix REPL doesn't provide a prompt line. Nix REPL doesn't provide a prompt line except for some indentation, which isn't nearly as obvious. Now, proposed solution foobar bars as it was waiting for input. Okay. Wait a second, was this proposed solution? But why is it different than this? A 1, 2, 3. Okay, foo bar bars. There's the proposed solution that it should keep this thing going on like this. So this would mean that it's waiting for more input. It's not evaluating. Okay. So alternative solutions, a spinner and our progress bar when evaluating, slightly trickier maybe because print value relies on disabling the progress bar. So this is REPL feature, good first issue. Quick win for first time contributors. Okay. This is, I've contributed to Nix documentation actually, to the Nix itself, to the documentation a little bit of, and that was my, a little bit of experience I got. But this would have to involve actually changing the code, as it seems to me. So enhancing the Nix REPL prompt to better indicate when the interpreter is awaiting additional input due to incomplete expressions. Currently, when a user enters an expression like foobar bars, that's unclear. Okay, so the suggested improvement involves modifying the prompt to clearly signal continuation, For instance, after entering an incomplete expression, the prompt could change to something like foobar bars. That's what we're looking for. This visual cue would help users recognize that the REPL is expecting further input. Okay, addressing this issue would involve, okay. So how do we go about this? So let's start this. What should we do first? I guess I need to find the appropriate, I guess I need to find the code where this logic, or how to call it, is implemented, and then change it, or simply add the prompt thingy when a continuation occurs. Now I need to find that code and that part, and then maybe you can guide me how to implement that. I don't know C++, so you need to be gentle in explaining me how it works. You're exactly on the right track. Let's approach this carefully. Step 1, fork and clone the repository. Yes, so you first need to clone and fork. You'll need your own copy of the Nix repository to experiment safely. Fork this repository. I've forked it. So let's go to my profile. System Nix forked. But this is actually old. Look at this. I bet it's really behind. 600 and okay. I never knew, is it sync fork? Why would I sync fork? Sync fork. This branch is out of date. Update branch. So what? Now it's not? 48 minutes ago. Okay. So let's do code. No, it's not here, the code. CD source. Right, I have it in source. CD Nix master 98. So I need to, this is old now. You have 10 responses from GPT-4. Yeah, I don't think I have to use now 4 or 5. I'll use advanced. Wait a second. This model doesn't support search. Great at coding and logic. Let's do this. Yeah, good for writing, exploring ideas. Maybe this is for, yeah, we'll see. Find the relevant code. The Nix REPL is implemented primarily in this file, repl-c. Okay, cd Nix, I need to, I'll open up actually a new ChatGPT, and I want to ask how do I sync my local Nix repository, which is forked. How do I sync my local Nix repository with the upstream? I think that's the expression I'm looking for. Add the upstream remote. I did this. Check your remotes. Remote V, you should see fetch upstream. Let's check our remote. Git remote V. Origin. Fetch push. Why do I have two? Why do I have two of these things? Origin upstream. To sync your local master branch with upstream, git checkout master, git fetch upstream. Make sure you're on your local master branch. Git checkout master. Really? Already on master. Your branch is ahead of origin master by 98 commits. Git fetch upstream. Okay, now it's downloading. Okay, new tag. Now merge or rebase upstream changes into your master. I guess that's the git merge upstream or cleaner history rebase. Okay, rebase upstream master. Successfully rebased and updated refs heads master. Optionally push changes to your GitHub fork. Yeah, I guess I want to do origin main. Yeah, why did I get this thing though? A master git branch. Oh, it's called master. So I have to group master. You can restore shortcut allow. Oh, this thing. Yeah, I still haven't. This is so complicated. So basically, yeah, I don't have a. How was that thing called? What's this? How do I search for? Yeah. Problems with authentication. My local machine. I forgot, but it seems I had to manually each time restart the SSH agent on my NixOS machine. How do I do that? This is, I know, like, yeah, was this? That will start a new agent set environment. Then add your key if not already loaded. Oh, it's delete me. Yeah. I don't remember. Is it? Yeah, it's not working. You can restore the app once to inhibit shortcuts. Check if yeah, it's loaded, but if you're using a shell, like, you can add this to your shell's config. I could do this for now. Yeah, but when I start now the git push origin master, it asks me for password again. Your git remote is using HTTPS instead of SSH. Really? You'll see something like HTTPS origin which will always ask for a username and password unless you use a credential manager or token. Switch the remote to SSH. You should change your origin remote to use the SSH version. Git remote set URL. Then verify. Yeah, but it worked before. Git remote set URL. This is needlessly complicated. Git remote. Let's see now. Origin, Git, GitHub, and upstream. What about upstream? What about the upstream? This too. Git remote. Now it's all Git. So how do I check now? Now it should look, then you can try. Let's try this. Now it's working. Interesting. I probably will forget this. At least it's on, at least it's recorded. Yeah, 46 minutes with not much done. Okay. Now let's get back to our problem. Find the relevant code. repl-cc. So the Nix step 1. Okay, cd into Nix. I am in Nix. ls, I'm in Nix, right. So find the relevant code. The Nix REPL is implemented primarily in this file, source Nix REPL repl-cc. This file contains the logic that handles the REPL interaction, including reading user input, parsing expressions, evaluating results, displaying the prompt. Let's quickly confirm that you can open this file with your editor. Source Nix repl-cc. Let's source Nix. Source. We do have source here actually. Nix repl-cc. So what do I do now? I now look for it. Then search Control F for something like prompt. Let's do prompt. Prompt. No. Or Nix REPL. No. Is interactive, avoid grabbing interactive commands. This will help you verify you found the right place. Display the prompt. I'm not finding it. Can you look through and let me know? But explain the logic as well. So I'm gonna go. What am I going to do? I'm going to go into Nix. Ask Copilot. This is new. So I'm going to go into NixOS, Nix. And source. Nix REPL. repl-cc. Okay, let's do raw. This is not a big code, so let's paste it here. great job getting this far. You found the entry point for the REPL in the command REPL struct. Command REPL. This command is stable before the struct command REPL. Eval settings pure eval false. Struct. So this is the raw installables command. Get flake bool. Start an interactive environment for evaluating Nix expressions. repl-md. Void auto REPL. Run Nix REPL. Main loop. Static auto. Yeah. So you found the entry point for the REPL in the command REPL struct, but you're right, this doesn't include the actual prompt display logic itself. What you found is essentially the setup and launch layer. Let's walk through it gently and I'll guide you where the actual input prompt logic lives. In your snippet, this part, auto REPL, where is it? Namespace Nix. Their namespaces include eval globals REPL HH. Yeah, it'd be so nice if Nix was written in Haskell. REPL main loop. Where's auto REPL? Auto. Abstract Nix REPL. Auto what? Auto REPL. Abstract Nix REPL. This thing. Create. Lookup path open store state get values run Nix. Ah, this thing. So in the handoff to the actual REPL, the main loop function is where user input is read. Yeah, this thing here at the end. Prompts are displayed and expressions are parsed and evaluated. That means you now need to go find abstract Nix REPL main loop. This is very likely defined in the file source Nix repl.cc or possibly in source Nix REPL HH. It's not in repl.cc. Search for abstract Nix REPL and main loop. But it's not here. Let's check abstract Nix REPL. Maybe abstract Nix REPL. Ah, no idea, they deleted it. History recently closed. What? All right. So let's go to Nix here, and I don't know. Let's look for abstract Nix REPL. No match is found. Main loop. No match is found. Find where the prompt is printed. I can't find it. Where could it be? It's not in the source Nix. It's not in the Nix source REPL. Is there any more repl.cc? repl.cc libcmd functional CC interactor. Functional tests, functional tests, functional libcmd. Oh, it's here. Libcmd. While the exact location of this class is immediately clear, it's possible implementation resides in files such as source libcmd REPL. That's nice. To proceed, search for abstract Nix REPL class definition. So that's a class, but we haven't found it anywhere. Abstract setting to JSON. Explore the main loop. Let's check out this repl-c. So it's libcmd, Adam. What's libcmd? ChatGPT. Okay. Okay, here is the libcmd repl-cc. Oh. Sometimes it kind of lags. What's going on? Stop this page. Let me reload this page. Horrible. Okay. Let's try again. It's still, why is this thing? Wow. Okay. I don't know if it's different. Like, it's like I press with a mouse, it works better. Great job tracking it down. This is exactly the right place. You're inside the main loop of the Nix REPL. And it contains all the logic you need. Let's go through the flow. So you can understand what to change. So I do have a, we have a main loop here. Oh, look at this, main loop. Exit, return main loop. REPL exit status. Nix REPL. Abstract Nix REPL. Why this didn't find it before? It's interesting. So Nix REPL is a class. And what is this? The REPL uses interactor getLine to prompt for input. Void Nix REPL. While true. Not finding. Interactor. It uses the getLine. If interactor get line input, input empty, real prompt, real. Control D should exit the debugger. Hide the progress bar while waiting for user input so that it won't interfere. Return REPL exit status quit all try. Okay. If the user input is incomplete, open parentheses, the loop continues waiting for more. If the user input is incomplete, open parentheses, the loop continues waiting for more. In that case, it switches from real prompt to continuation prompt. There is real prompt and continuation prompt. Is that a term? No. Look at this here. Real prompt type, continuation prompt. So that is a term. So that prompt switching happens here. Interactor get line input, input empty, real prompt type, real prompt type, continuation prompt. Yeah. I wish this looked nicer. Look at this. So it already supports different prompt types. Okay, your goal, update the actual text shown for continuation. So it already, okay, update the actual text shown for continuation prompt so users can clearly see it's expecting more input, step by step what to do. Find readline like interactor implementation. This is the class created in the constructor. Find real readline like interactor implementation. Readline. Make unique readline like interactor. Get data dir plus repl history. This, yeah. So you need to look inside readline like interactor. Oh. It's likely defined in repl-interacter.cc. How would I interactor make unique readline like? How do you know that there is a file? It's likely source Nix repl-interacter. Really? Source Nix repl-interacter. There is, what is this? Is there interactor? REPL. There's no repl-interactor. There's repl-interactor. How do you know this? Okay, we got a repl-interactor. Okay, let's copy this also. Or possibly HH. Search for something like enum class real prompt type. REPL prompt type, REPL prompt continuation prompt. And the method bool readline like interactor get line. Inside there you'll find the actual prompt string. Change the continuation prompt. Okay, here is the repl-interactor. This is exactly what we needed. You found the function that decides what the REPL prompt actually looks like. Static, const expression, const char, times, pointer. It's not times. I don't know C++. Prompt for type, REPL prompt type, prompt type. Here's what it currently does. You found the function that decides what the REPL prompt actually looks like. You found the function that decides what the REPL prompt actually looks like. Really. I can move this thing here. Static prompt for type. Is it prompt for type? No, it's looking for files. Get line prompt. Edit. Static end. Prompt for type. Switch prompt type case. Return Nix REPL. Here is it. Look at it. Case REPL prompt type continuation prompt return. There's nothing. There's nothing. I just have to add what do you call it? Square bracket. This is kind of cool. Wait. This is what it does, right? Case real prompt type continuation prompt, nothing. That is the continuation prompt. It's just 10 spaces right now, which makes it look invisible or unhelpful to the user. Modify the continuation prompt case to show something visually clear and helpful. For example, wow. Or even to match the visual length, you could also use 9 spaces that will visually signal to the user, hey, I'm waiting for more input. After you make the change, rebuild Nix. Wow. This doesn't look so hard now. So let's quit this. So where was this actually? Where change to source, change to Nix, Vim, what am I looking for? REPL interactor. Forgot already. libcmd repl-interacter.cc. Okay, that's wrong. Source lib and vim REPL interactor. All right. So now we're gonna actually add this thing. This is a good first issue. Allow Nix REPL specific things. Okay. How many spaces are there here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 spaces. Bool. What should you do? Modify the continuation prompt case to show something visually clear and helpful, for example, or even to match the visual length of Nix REPL, you could also use 9 spaces. 9 spaces plus. Okay. So I could do this. 9 spaces plus, let's do this, 9 spaces. 9 spaces plus this. This pool visually signals, hey, I'm waiting for more input. Okay, after you make the change, rebuild Nix. Nix build Nix. Is this how you... Okay, let's... Wow, I'm gonna change code in Nix. This will be my first C++ code. Okay, sorry, I'm just... Okay. And now what do I do? Nix build Nix? Really? I think I have to go to the source. Nix build Nix. Is it like this? Git tree source Nix is dirty. Okay. Yeah, why is it downloading? Okay, let's see actually if it will build. I think it's gonna compile it now. So we've changed. Yeah, it would be nice to document it a little bit. That's what I was thinking of, because of all of this GitHub, you know, it's still data. He wrote very nice this, you know, it would be nice to comment. Maybe I can write it in a PR. Two weeks ago. Is this thing building? I'm still not sure. It's building 2.28. Yeah. Well, at least it was good. We found it. But this is weird. Why is this not doing anything? How do you build Nix? There's probably hacking Nix. Hacking Nix. Hacking Nix. Nix build. Nix build. Nix shell, Nix develop. To build Nix itself. Yeah, why is this? I don't know. Interrupted by the user. Let's try again. Why does it say that it's dirty? Why does it say it's dirty and it looks like hanging there? Your current has uncommitted changes. Nix warns about this because it wants to make builds reproducible and clean. You can check what's dirty with git status. Commit them, stash them. Yeah, but okay. If I change the file, wait. Rebuild Nix. So after I make the change, I don't have to add the change with git or anything, because all I want for now is to compile Nix and test the change. You don't need to commit anything yet if you're just testing. So Nix build Nix. Oh, it's moving, compiling. Look at this. Yeah, I remember on my old laptop it took really long time to compile Nix. This is a new laptop, but it's a low-end laptop. So I mean it's new, but it's low-end, which is still better than the old one. So I think I'm gonna just wait. Maybe check out the discourse. RFC about doc strings. Yeah, also it'd be nice to comment result. Wait. Can you write out the steps we did to change that line of code and reference the code as well? Yeah, but do it without the emojis so that I can paste it all in GitHub Markdown. Function. So let's see what it did before. Find the REPL main loop inside the function. This loop uses that line already distinguishes between the normal prompt and the continuation prompt based on whether input is empty. How's our compilation going? Check phase. Tests. Locate where the prompt text is set. We found that getLine calls a helper function, prompt for type, defined in repl-interacter.cc. Prompt for type. Change the continuation prompt. We change the continuation prompt case to something clear. This now aligns visually with Nix REPL and makes it clear that input is still expected. Yeah, honestly, I would add a space bar here, a space here with Nix REPL. Right? Isn't this Nix REPL? Look at this. Return Nix REPL. Because Nix REPL, let's look at this. Would it look better? Like this? No, it wouldn't. Nix REPL. It's also confusing that you need to write Nix REPL with space and then you get Nix-REPL. Is this needed? Why not Nix REPL? Let's check out. Okay, Okay. Okay, it compiled. What do we do now? Let's test it. So now we're going to test it with Nix REPL, but how do I test? Oh, result bin Nix. So in your terminal inside the root of the Nix source tree, run result bin Nix REPL. This will start your freshly compiled REPL with your changes. Yeah, because if I do Nix REPL like here, it's 2.24. And if we do 4 of these, foo, bar, baz, the example. Oh, I need one more here. Okay, we do this and we get that old problem, right? I need to close it, right? So now I'm in this, now I go to result, bin, Nix, REPL, 2.28. All right, let's maximum screen. Nix REPL. Let's see now. Let's do 4 of these. Foo, bar, baz. Yes. Nice. Nice. We did it. Run the REPL. It works. Now I have to make a pull request. But I think I should somehow comment on the GitHub issue, right? And then something like link a pull request. What's the convention? That's so nice. You made a real improvement to the Nix REPL. Let's walk through the next steps to get it properly submitted and connected to GitHub issue. Prepare the commit. If you haven't committed yet, do it now. Do it now. Now we have to do it now. Git add source Nix REPL. Ah, right. So now we're gonna, I've never done it actually with a shell. I mean, locally, I was afraid to do it locally. So I would always change the file in the GitHub. Now I will try now to do it here. Git add, and then we're gonna do source Nix. So I guess I'm git add source REPL. Why is this nothing going on? Nix repl-interacter. Wait a second, I'm already, where am I? StableJoy source Nix. Git add. I'm in source Nix. Git add Nix. Nix. Yeah. So confusing. Git add. If you haven't committed yet, do it now. Wait a second. ls. Source. Git add source Nix. It won't autocomplete. Interacter. Why it won't? Fatal. Did not match any files. Yeah, right. Source. Oh, it's here actually. repl-interacter. libcmd. Wait. I think it's in libcmd interactor. libcmd repl-interacter. Git add libcmd repl-interacter.cc. Okay, now git commit repl improve continuation prompt for incomplete expressions. Yeah, I can use this actually. Improve continuation prompt for incomplete expressions. Git commit. Or if you're writing a longer message. Wait, actually, REPL. Git commit. When you entry incomplete, which looked invisible. Okay, let's do this. Let's actually git commit. How do I write a longer message? How do I write the longer message? Instead of just git commit short message, do this git commit. But I already git commit the short message before. How do I delete it? Or should I? Amend the previous commit. If you haven't pushed your commit yet, you can rewrite the last commit message like this. Amend. This won't be edited again and let you rewrite the message. Really? Git commit amend. Nice. Please enter the commit message for your changes. Line starting with. Do I leave this? Fixes. Not sure if I am supposed to leave in the commented lines. No, you don't need to and shouldn't leave those lines in. Only include your actual message. Okay. Thank you, ChatGPT. REPL, improve continuation prompt for incomplete expressions. This change updates the prompt to aligning it visually with Nix REPL and clearly indicating that the REPL is waiting for more input. All right? Okay, don't include. Let me know. Okay. Okay, I wrote it. What's next? Fantastic. Made a meaningful improvement to the Nix REPL, successfully edited the source code, build and tested the change, committed it with clear professional message. You're now ready for the final step. Push your commit and create a pull request. Push your branch if you made a new branch. Git push origin your branch name. If you're still on main and just want to push. If you amended your commit after already pushing before, that's safe as long as no one else. If you made a new branch, I don't know, I just changed the file and I believe I'm in the master, what's it called? Nix source repository. So what do you mean if I made a new branch? I guess I didn't, because I simply changed the file. So you've cloned the NixOS, yeah, you made a change directly to a file, you committed it, you're currently on the master, you haven't pushed it yet. Okay, push changes to a branch, not master. GitHub will not allow you to create a pull request from your fork's master to NixOS master. Kind of makes sense. You need to push your changes to a branch first. Create a new branch from your current commit. Git checkout be clear continuation prompt. That's nice. This will create a new branch from your current commit. Switch to a new branch clear continuation prompt. Right. So now you are on clearer continuation prompt with all your changes included. Push your new branch to your GitHub fork. Git push u origin clear continuation prompt. This pushes the branch to your GitHub fork and sets the upstream. Yeah, I don't get it. Wow. All right. Go to GitHub and open the PR. GitHub will automatically show a button, compare and pull request. Where do I open the PR? Wait a second, wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. Wait a second. Where do I open the PR now? Go to your fork on GitHub. My name is All Realms of Life. This is nice. Here's how to open your PR. Open this in browser. Open this in your browser. You should see a compare and pull request button at the top of the page related to your branch. Ooh, nice. I've never seen this. Click that button. GitHub will take you to the PR creation page. So exciting. Choose, like GitHub, okay. Choose 2 branches to see what's changed or to start a new pull request. If you need to, you can also compare across forks, learn more about diff comparison. Click that button. Now double check that it says base repository NixOS, base master. What do you mean? NixOS, Nix, base master, head repository, Realms of Life, compare, okay, yeah. Fill in or confirm the title and description. Use this if needed. Title, REPL improve continuation prompt for a complete expression. Okay. Description, previously when users, okay. Fixes. Yeah, I'm not, am I supposed to? There is this kind of an outline of PRs. Let's see if we can incorporate our PR message to the outline. This PR, okay, improves the REPL experience, making it clear when user context fixes. The continuation prompt logic already existed, but used a prompt that was functionally invisible. This small change makes it visible, improves user feedback in multi-line expressions. Implementation notes. This is a small change. This makes no functional changes to how REPL parses or evaluates input. It purely affects the string shown to the user. Yeah, well, okay. But I don't know if I can just copy paste this. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. Probably I can't just copy paste this. Preview. Wait. To turn off the. I think I don't see the code settings. Dark reader. It's off. Yeah, but I want this. Oh. Oh, I have to change, right? Okay. I guess I have to do this. Let's see. Motivation. Let's go to motivation actually. I guess I could do this. Context. Motivation. I could add this thing. Fixes. Already existed. Here. But use the prompt that was functionally visible. This small change makes it visible, improves user feedback. Implementation. Oh, this is a small change in lib. Yeah. This makes it functional. Add one. Okay, let's check this out now. Nice. 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 Okay. Looks good. Let me know you're officially a contributor. Well, this would be nice. This would be my second contribution to Nix. It's kind of nice to come back to this after 1 month and actually to do something, you know. Maybe I'm, you know, like over hyping myself, and these are very small things. I'm not, you know, I'm not. This is a very small change, and thank you. This is very educational from Robert also to find something like this that you could. It's so nice, such a nice example, you know. Create pull request. What? I just do this. Oh my. Reviewers. Dolstra is going to review my file. Wow. Wait, so let's check. Added a commit. Added a commit, so it's written here. All right. This is such a nice issue. Thank you. Yeah. This is such a nice, good first issue. Thank you. Yeah, everyone. This is such a nice, good first issue. Thank you. This is such a nice, good first issue. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not supposed to thank you. Close with comment. Comment. It's such a nice, good first issue. Thank you. Such a nice little good first issue. Nice little, maybe little good first issue. Thank you. Such a nice little good first issue. Yeah, let's see how it does. Okay, so now how long? 1 hour and 40 minutes. Wonderful. So this was a very productive. Did this thing record at all? Yeah, I did. Ooh, this is scary stuff. Okay. So bye-bye, and this was great. NixOS Discovery. Yeah. All right.